Joining me now, Steve Rogers, Stacy Washington, and Jillian Melcher. Stacy, let me start with you. The math, obviously, after New York got a lot more favorable for Donald Trump. The polls for the Northeast are just off the chain for him. And yet, Indiana presents an obstacle, and there's still a slim chance there could be a contested convention. Would there be riots if Donald Trump's not the nominee?
Listen, Charles, it's a great question, and I'll tell you one thing I'm looking at is how this election has actually excited so many people. So I have to agree that, yes, there would be a lot of upset and a lot of people who just simply refuse to turn out in November if the person who has the most delegates doesn't end up getting the nomination. And Trump looks like he's got the momentum going into Indiana, even though it looks also like it could be a toss-up for him.
Steve, I guess in this case, what Stacy is saying is excited. It must be a euphemism for riots. Because we know people are excited. We know the blood is curling, and we know that people who are lifelong friends hate each other now. But will they rip each other to shreds?
No, they won't. But first, Jillian, thank you for wearing a beautiful dress that matches the color of my Trump tie.
I'm glad you guys can agree on something today.
Yes, when they talk revolt, the revolt is going to be against the Republican Party. They are looking and they are going to cause the disenfranchising of a lot of people, millions of people. So no, there won't be riots, there won't be violence, but the revolt is going to be against the Republican Party in November, against Congress, against Senate. They're going to sweep that House clean.
When you say sweep, though, I mean, what does that mean? They won't vote for him, or they'll actually vote against him?
I believe, Charles, there will be candidates that are not establishment candidates. There will be new people on the scene, and those new people will get elected.
Jillian, how do you see it playing out?
I do think that there's a good chance that there will be rioting, but we have to look at where the rioting would come from potentially. And I've been really disturbed doing some reporting, talking to delegates who have actually received death threats. I was talking to a gentleman just last week who his phone blew up. He had a ton of people calling in. Little old lady saying, "I sincerely hope and pray that you die." We've got Roger Stone saying he's going to give out delegates hotel rooms. I think this is creating a climate of fear that's very volatile, and if things don't go as Donald Trump wants them to, I think they could easily explode and get out of control.
Do you think when Donald Trump talks about this, Steve, is he warning us or is he fanning the flames?
He's not fanning the flames. I think he's trying to, in his way, simmer things down. And you're right. Look, you're not going to make America great again if you riot, if you commit acts of violence. The way you make America great again is show the world how this process works.
Well, it's been exposed in the world. Certainly a lot of Americans, Stacy, don't like the way the process works. It's always worked this way. You can argue about whether it's fair or not, but certainly it's been around for a long time. Ronald Reagan had a contested convention. There have been several of them. Do you think there'll be really any serious changes to the system if Donald Trump's not the nominee?
I think you'll see a lot of people on the ground, grassroots organizers who will, they'll want to see some changes and implement them themselves. The funny thing about it is you're exactly right. This is the way it's been done every single election cycle. But the problem this time is that people are so much more engaged. They're so much more interested in what's happening, and they're actually participating, which means next go round it might not be the way it's always been.
Yeah, I think people kind of thought if they participated, it would actually count. All right, guys, thanks a lot.
Yeah.